question, if that's okay. So my quick question is, we were talking about improv moments. My favorite part of the movie is when Jack says, like, they're just gazebos. And I was wondering if that was a improv or if that was like part of the story.
I'm gonna really be honest with you. Andy wanted me to say that. He said, "Why don't you say gazebos?" And I was like, "It's my serious scene, Andy. I really don't want to make this a joke. This is my moment." And then I did it, and he was like, "It's fabulous! We have to do this every time." And I was like, "Okay, I'll do it every time." All I wanted was a reaction. If it was funny or if it was emotional, I'll take it. Just give me some attention. That's kind of my plan was. So I got the gazebo line. But no, it's his idea. But the lover thing, that was apparently my idea. Apparently.
Thank you.
All right. So what was the other question you had?
Yeah, and then to sort of piggyback off that, you know, that scene was when you were sort of confronting your character's own personal sort of horror. And I was wondering what you guys thought about like the mirror between the horrors you all had to face and overcome in like your real lives, and then like the sort of like imaginary fantasy horror of Pennywise.
That's a good question.
I think, well, I still haven't really overcome a lot of my fears, TBH. Like pigeons, I'm still kind of freaked out of. The devil is still spooky. Tsunamis, I still worry about. No, I didn't overcome anything. I haven't overcome shit.
That was a very, very wide range of fears.
Yeah.
Did you guys all have like at the same
It's
time?
just those three things. That's the three things I'm scared of. That's it.
I think that's like the beauty of the movie as well. Is like that there's two different kinds of fears, and like it is real in a certain extent. It's just that it happened to like materialize in the movie, you know. But like everybody has that kind of fear, and everybody has like the fantasy fear, like the devil, or a real fear, like tsunamis, I guess. But like there's always like the insecurity fears and all that things, and those are just as important as like the monster coming out of the closet or anything like that. So.
I think the fear for me that I think every day you work on is like the Losers Club, not caring what people think. I think that's a fear that we all battle as people on Earth, like, you know, really just being confident in being you. You know, so I think as we grow older, we still no matter how confident you become, you have to be very active to be confident in yourself and do what you feel and not be afraid to stick out. And I think that's why hopefully everybody gravitates towards this movie, because all of our characters were individuals that didn't necessarily fit into the general public's perception of what was cool. But within that community, we all discovered like, oh, that's perfectly okay. And I don't have to adapt to make people feel more comfortable with myself. I can just be me. And God will put the right people around me, you know? So I love that. So I'm still working on it, but that's the goal. Yeah.
All right, Jeremy, so you fear pigeons or tsunamis?
I do not have a fear of pigeons or tsunamis, actually. I live in Tennessee, so it's hard to be afraid of tsunamis. Yeah.
All right, so Jack, I got a question for you. So I've had a previous opportunity to interview Jackson Robert Scott, one of the nicest, sweetest kids I've ever met. So you probably were the only one that really had much interaction with him on stage or in the filming. Did you kind of feel like you needed to be protective over him? Because you guys were all young kids, but he was even younger than you were. Did you have any kind of protection vibes?
No.
This little kid on there?
No. Nobody needs to protect Jackson Robert Scott. That kid is a freaking tyrant. He's a monster. Get him out of this business. He's a monster. I'm kidding. I love Jackson Robert Scott. He's a funny he's a kook, and I love him. And he's wild, and we actually gelled a lot. I mean, he's so creative. First and foremost, his creativity goes unmatched by any star in the history of stars. And he's got a lot of great stories. And what was the question if I had to protect him? I was kind of great to make him cry and like get him all scared. Like we totally messed with him a lot because he was young and we were kids as well, and we wanted to mess with him. Like even Andy, dude, I'm not the only one. Call me a monster, I don't care. Andy put Pennywise in Jackson's trailer, and Jackson was going up the stairs into his trailer, and Pennywise goes, and Bill Skarsgård comes out and he goes, to scare him, and Jackson goes, and his face is all beat red, he's crying, he's in hysterics, and Andy and Bill are like, this is so funny. It's so good. It's funny to scare, like, he's not like 4, he was like 10, or like 8 or something, or is he 10, or is he 10 now, I don't even know. But anyway, he was like 8, and he was like, crying, and it was hilarious. I love him so much.
All right, so I have one last question for the three of you guys. So, it seems like in this time period movie-wise, there's a lot of bike riding teens that are saving the world. You got the Goonies, you've got Super 8, you've got Stranger Things. What makes your group of bike riding teens that are trying to save the world better than all those other groups that are out there?
What you guys don't get? We're the Losers Club.
Well, it's like the beauty of ours is that we were all misfits. And I know that that's kind of runs true with everyone else as well, but like, we all come from completely different walks of life, and we all had our own different type of reason why we're a loser. But I feel like in most of those movies, they all kind of get along because they're a friend group that happens to be losers. But like, we all kind of came to be through different walks of life. So it was like, all of us kind of met throughout the movie, except for who were like the original four friends, Richie, Eddie, and Stanley? And, okay, yeah, Bill. So like, everybody else though, we all kind of came to be friends along the way and like kind of grew throughout the movie. I think that's what makes it special.
Now, was it different at all for having Finn on stage? Because he was just getting into the Stranger Things, and I'm already a part of this group, and I'm already a star. Did he come in, and was he just as humble as the rest of you guys, or was he trying to give you guys important information down from the mountain?
He was really humble when we first started making the movie, and then Stranger Things came out, and then he was like, and you had to go on Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel, and then he came back from that. Remember that? He came back and he was like, yeah, Jimmy Fallon's like super interested in me. Anyway, and then he did, yeah. But we all kind of did that. I mean, I know I did for a second. There was a point when I was like, yeah, I'm really super important. People call me Mr. Grazer now. But like, yeah, Finn is also. Now he's cool again. He's been cool. Actually, I think he went through like twice. I think he was like cool, annoying, cool again, annoying again, and then cool. Now he's been cool for a long time. You guys have stayed cool, which is good. I probably was annoying for a second. I've also been. I tend to be annoying most of the time. I don't think that's ever gonna change.
So to the other two guys, so when he went away, did Shazam, came back, did he go through the cool, kind of annoying, cool kind of stuff too, or did he stay humble as well?
You know what? Like Jack is Jack. Like I think that's one thing you respect about even like you guys. Like the reason why y'all love this guy, of course, he's a great actor and he's funny, but like what you see with Jack is what you get. You know, and I always love that about him. Like he's always gonna be him, no matter who he's around, no matter how serious the room is. Jack is going to bring Jack energy. And the older I get, the more I just always love that about him. So like, I always say everyone through a phase, like, he was always a star. Like no matter what, like when I first met him, he was a star. Like and now it's just the world knows more and more, you know what I mean?
Hit the nail on the head with that one. Like, whenever you go up to a stable and he's singing or he's doing something insane and like you're just trying to get your autograph signed, that's Jack. Like I promise you, he acts like that everywhere. And that's just Jack.
All right, everybody, so we could continue this panel for another hour, but we can't by contractual law, and we don't want to get killed by a serial killer. But every one of these guys has got a table in the back, and if you guys have had a question you didn't get an answer, or you didn't get asked because you were too afraid to come up to the mic, and you feel much more comfortable doing it one-on-one, these guys are going to be here. And like I said, if you ask a question, go over to my booth over here in 21. I've got something to give each one of you guys because we know how hard it is to get up in front of the mic, in front of everybody, and do your thing. But let's give a huge round of applause one more time.